On this episode of the Procedurally Generated Show, Tony celebrates Christmas with gunfights, and Ethan celebrates Christmas in Destiny. We talk about the week's biggest news and answer your questions. Well, howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Procedurally Generated Show. I'm your host, Tony, and joining me this week, I've got Ethan.
You know, technically we both celebrated Christmas with gunfights.
That is true. Both of us did have guns in our hands. You had guns in...
I had a lot.
I had guns in the Old West, technically,
Guns
sort
in
of.
space, guns in the Old West. Yeah, it works.
I mean, I only say that because that's what the Battle Pass is themed around this time. The maps aren't really themed towards the Wild West, but all of the Battle Pass stuff is. It takes place in the Old West.
Cool.
So,
I every time I go to Mars, that's kind of like a dusty planet, so that's kind of Old West.
the whole planet is also painted red for Christmas.
Ew. Red? Just red, no green?
No green. They couldn't afford the green paint. They only got the red. Of course, if they had gotten half red paint and half green paint, they'd have had enough, but they didn't think ahead. So, you got any?
The red just makes it harder to see when they bleed.
There you go. That's what they were doing. They were prepping for all those wars that were going to take place on Mars.
You were on Mars the entire time.
Oh man. So's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, I'm not saying that line that I'm thinking.
Well, do you have any big plans for Christmas?
I actually already had my Christmas, so
Really?
I get to enjoy having a day off work.
Well, that's nice.
And enjoying the video games I've already received.
Well, what did you receive? Can you talk about that?
Oh, let me grab the stack real quick. Got it. Oh, nope. No.
Don't hurt yourself.
No, everything was falling. Medieval, Outer Worlds, Jedi Fallen Order, and Pokemon Sword and Shield.
It's a good haul.
Yeah, it's a pretty good little haul.
I played the demo for Medieval. I'm not sure that that's when I would actually end up playing.
I played a PS1 demo.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Years and years ago.
I'm assuming you now have the PS4 version of the game, though.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Okay. So, well, all right. I have not had my Christmas yet, so I still have to wait a few days to open any presents that I get.
I think probably the best part for this Christmas was giving my nephew Ninja Turtle stuff.
Yeah.
And I had to text my older sister, like, which Ninja Turtle does he like? And she just sends me a response back. The green one.
They're all green.
And I knew what she meant.
Yeah.
But she gave me it's the mom answer.
Yeah. He likes all of them.
Well, green's his favorite color, and
Yeah.
So I had to think for a little bit. I was like, oh, that's right. My cousin was asking him his favorite Ninja Turtle, and he said the blue one. So, I got him this Leonardo plushie from the CG cartoon that was on Nickelodeon before the current generation was.
Yeah.
And this plushie's like almost as tall as he is, and he loves it.
Wow.
He was hugging it and stuff. It was adorable.
Yeah. I really like. Did you watch the '07 movie?
'07 movie. Which one was that? TMNT?
That was the one. Yeah, TMNT.
Yeah, I saw that. Me and Izzy went and saw it.
I really liked that one.
That was the one where, like, at the end, Michelangelo was putting something in the storage room, right? The trophy room.
Yeah.
And you see the references to 1, 2, and 3. If I recall.
I think so. Yeah,
because like the time travel staff was in there.
Yeah. Um, so that's probably ranks right up there behind, of course, the original cartoon from when I was a kid, which is still the best Ninja Turtles.
And that's how they ended up with the different colors because. Oh, no, no, the toys were how they ended up with the different colors. So they could
Yeah.
differentiate them.
Yep. But like any cartoon in the late '80s and the early '90s, the cartoon was only made to sell the toys. So.
Exactly. And that became a multi-million dollar franchise because of that.
Yep. So.
I think it made what four? It made a ton just with the previous generation. I know that,
Yeah, I don't know.
and it
I'd
goes
really
in
like
it
to
goes
go.
in a weird cycle every time, and that's why it still maintains its popularity. The cycle starts dying down. It's like, all right, we need to get the current ones out, get a new one in, and there you go.
Yep. You just introduced the turtles to a brand new generation of people. So, but this isn't the Ninja Turtles podcast.
It could be.
You celebrated Christmas in Destiny. Did you get to wear a Santa hat while you did it?
That would be nice, but no.
Uh,
Similar to last year, the dawning has taken place. That is
mhm.
Destiny's version of Christmas. And like also similar to last year, we have our easy bake oven, and we make cookies and deliver them to various people around the galaxy or
Uh,
solar system, whatever.
okay.
And since there's a number of new people introduced, we have new recipes and components to get to make these recipes.
Do you have to go and search for the recipe bits like in Monster Hunter?
Just the items you need for the recipe. The recipe itself is just kind of a guessing game.
Oh, okay.
And by
I'm
guessing
assuming
game, you just
that's
look it up online.
yeah. I was gonna say I'm assuming someone has compiled a list of all of the recipes that actually work.
Yes. And if you had any recipes from last year, your character's going to remember them for this year. So
Yeah.
that's been really helpful. And I do recall I did all the stuff last year, so I didn't have to worry about that.
Hmm.
And that took a good number of triumph points. It took away a whole bunch of work for me having to do that this year. Um, I was talking with Cole. Since he really loves Destiny, and let's see, last year. So this is year three. Year one, they had the Dawning, and you could do snowball fights and kill enemies and other players with snowballs. And he had like a score of 500. He did like all the stuff for that,
Hmm.
and so he has an emblem that shows his score with the snowball kills. And
Have
then,
they not brought that back since that
no,
year?
no, you can only find snowballs like in the tower, and you throw them at people and just slows them down. That's all it does.
Nah.
But I think I remembered looking at my score last year and was like, oh, my score was 5.
That's not very good.
No. But just earlier today, we were grinding out the oh, how do I explain this? It's I think it's dawning essence or something. It's the thing is called essence for the most part for what you need to make all these cookies.
Yeah.
So there's ingredient one that you get from killing enemies. Like if you defeat a cabal, you get cabal oil on rare occasions. Kill taken, you get taken something. I don't know. Like you get your part of a recipe, and then the next part is your spice. I guess your flavor on top of that.
Hmm.
So like if you do a headshot, you might get uh, some kind of perfect flavor thing because precision shots are perfect. Or if you throw a grenade, it might be explosive taste or fiery. I don't know. So that's your three things that determine the cookie, and the third one's just essence. So the first two determine the cookie, and the essence is what you need to make it. And it takes 15 essence to make a cookie. Unless you have made every cookie, then you can masterwork your easy bake oven, and then it only costs 10 to make a cookie. So we've been farming essence nonstop because you can just get all these components just by doing anything you want on there, really. And I've maxed out my post office box in the game twice doing this now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she actually got rid of. It's Katie. It's a robot, but her name, but it uses the name Katie, so I'm gonna refer to it as her. She actually threw away some of my items, so I actually have an empty post office box now, which I haven't had for like a year, which is kind of crazy. And apparently, we have to make over 300 cookies for this year, and I'm struggling to get to 200 right now.
Well, how much longer do you have to do it?
I think we have like 2 more weeks as of Tuesday.
Okay.
Maybe 3 weeks. Let me check. Tuesday's the one, two. I think 3 weeks.
Okay, we still got time
So
then.
it's like maybe 100 cookies a week. So that's not bad, but I kind of want to be over and done with that so I can just do everything else. I have to see how it goes, really. So that was my Christmas in Destiny,
So, well, I celebrated Christmas in Paladins
as one
in the
does.
in the Wild West. The season runs for a couple more weeks. I managed to make it to level 50, so I got the skin for Tyra, my main character that I wanted.
All right, you can stop playing now.
No, no. Unfortunately, no. I mean, not unfortunately, but no. Uh, because now you can go through the battle pass a second, and if you get through it a second time, there's another skin for Tyra. I won't get
Oh,
that far. I know I won't, so I'm not even trying. Um, I think right now I'm currently at level 68. I want to say 68 or 60, somewhere around there.
and you have to hit it what 100?
You have to hit 100 to get that one. So, and along the way, there are a couple skins for a couple other characters that I don't really play. But if I get there, cool. I've got some extra skins for characters I can play if I want to, but no, I don't care. Um, and then, of course, there's other bonus goodies, chests with skins and emotes and all that stuff. But they've been running their 12 Days of Christmas. One of their characters in the game, Evie, who is a witch,
A
she is
Pokemon, yes.
no, not that Evie. She has been doing this 12 Days of Christmas thing where she gives away something or something happens. She does something and something happens in game that gives the player benefits. Like when you get your first win of the day, one day you'll get a new avatar or a new spray that you can spray onto the battlefield while you're playing the game. Um, Things like that. So uh, not anything like super major exciting or anything, but just fun little giveaways for 12 days right before Christmas. Today was the last day, and for that you could earn up to 100 uh, in-game credits, basically.
Mm-hmm.
They're called crystals. So for every time you got your first win in a different category of match, you'd get 25 crystals for free.
Okay.
So I did one. I only got 25 crystals. I was not able. We tried. Jake and I tried really hard to get it for team deathmatch, and lost all three matches we tried to play. So I will probably end the day with 25 of the 100 crystals that I could get. But
But
we've been playing.
thank you for saying the 12 Days of Christmas thing. That reminded me of the Epic Game Store thing.
Oh yeah, they're doing a giveaway as well. I haven't even bothered looking at that stuff aside from what I told you that first day.
I think maybe yesterday or the day before was super hot.
That's a good game.
Yeah, I think I own it like 4 times now, and I've only paid for it once.
Yeah. So, uh, when that probably ends first of the year,
I think
I
so.
think so. So if you've got an Epic Games account, log into Epic Games every day. They'll give you a free game. Fortnite is also doing a 12 days of Christmas type thing, except they're doing 14. Um, and every day you can log into Fortnite and get a new item. Some of them themed around Star Wars, which is their big cross promotional thing right now.
I think Apex Legends has something they're doing as well.
I think it's common for most games right now because Dauntless, which is the other game that I've been playing, also is doing Christmas themed stuff where you can get.
Yeah, but Dauntless is owned by the same company as
Well, it's published by
Fortnite.
Epic.
Dude, let's be honest. It's using the
So,
same engine.
well, that is true. It is technically a different developer though. Epic doesn't own Dauntless, even though they do everything for Dauntless except actually do the development.
They said either you only do games for us, or we buy your company.
Yeah, because I think Dauntless you can only get it. No, can you only get it through the Epic Games Store?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
I'd have
that's
to
the only
look into
place you
that.
can get it.
So, and then of course consoles. Uh, so,
I
but
mean, if you do
Paladins
it
is what
just
I've been
right, you
playing.
might be able to play it on your Smitch.
Oh, you're what's it called?
Oh
The
gosh, what is that?
the Nandia Smitch.
Nanica Smitch.
Ah, yeah, the Nanica Smitch. Man, one of us needs to get one of those things.
You know what? I'm gonna see what it cost.
It's probably like $150.
You know, if it's not bad, I think I'll consider
um, so yeah, I've got a couple weeks. I think 16 days left for the Paladins season before they introduce their new character and start the fourth season for the game. And that is the game that has basically been dominating my existence the last couple of months. Because Nintendo this week, I don't know if you saw this, did their 2019 year in review where you could go to their website and see your Switch
it. Oh
stats
yeah,
for
I
the
did
year.
that.
I was surprised by how low it was actually, or it was lower than I was expecting. Because I saw a bunch of people and I thought, well, mine's going to be up there too, but it ended up not. Um, and you can see the number of games that I had been playing, or the number of hours that I've been playing, was really high at the beginning of the year, and it just sort of tapered off. And then at the end of the year, November, December, you don't see anything on there because I've been playing nothing but Paladins for the last couple of months. So you'll see maybe an hour or two here, an hour or two there, but those hour or twos are spread days apart because in between those it was nothing but Paladins, and I'm playing that on the PS4 because they don't have the cross progression stuff on in that game yet. So
Nanica Smitch is $160.
I was so close. That is a bit high, I think.
Oh wait. Sorry. I was looking at Colombian peso amounts, and I read it
Oh,
incorrectly as well.
so it's 160 Colombian
Cost
pesos.
roughly $50.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
It's just a matter of finding where to buy it,
Yeah.
because I don't think I want to import from Colombia.
Probably not. There's no telling what you get in that package. So you might become an inadvertent drug mule buying the Nanica Switch straight from.
It is designed to play illegally obtained classic ROMs from the early to late '90s. It offers the ability to take games on the go. Blah blah
Is that the
blah.
description?
Uh, Not on the retail site because I
Oh,
couldn't read that language. I'm reading another site. Um, Screen by itself, as controllers are detachable. It does, however, appear to lack the ability to connect to a TV. The full. Oh, that's sad.
So it's one of those that it's got like 800 games that are built into it, but Super Mario 6 is just like Tiny Toon Adventures, but it's got Mario replacing the main character of the
Okay.
game.
Includes audio and video cable.
Okay.
That's weird because it doesn't connect to a
It
TV.
doesn't connect to the TV, so why do you need those?
Four AAA batteries for controllers. So I'm guessing
Okay.
2 and 2.
2 and 2, yeah, because
Re-
it has
yeah,
removable Joy Cons.
rechargeable battery for the screen, strap, and power cable.
Wait, the strap recharges?
Well, it says I misread the common location on there. And there's actually a video of it in action, but it says
I really want to see
it
what
says
it looks
Call of
like
Duty,
in
and I'm
action.
seeing Halo.
Um, those are not the same thing.
And those weren't 90s either.
No, they're not. How are you getting that? If you're playing that with the D-pad on those things, that's impressive.
I'm legitimately a little interested in this.
Like, I love ridiculous throwaway little handheld gaming things like that.
This might be one you just accidentally throw away.
Maybe. Uh, but hey, if those Joy-Cons work and you can do some two-player portable NES gaming on the go,
And it's worth more money than your Ouya can ever aspire to have earned.
yeah, that's probably true.
Thanks, Columbia. What were you saying now before I interrupted you with that?
Well, I was just talking about Paladins, but I was basically done.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry about that.
So, yeah, Paladins and Dauntless, that's pretty much what's going to dominate my gaming until maybe the middle of January when Tokyo Mirage Sessions come out.
Oh, yeah. I guess I could have. Do you know what the site for the Nintendo?
Well, you can just type in Nintendo Year in Review and it will pull up. You just have to log into your Nintendo
Oh, there it
account
is.
on it.
I did it
So,
earlier. I just forgot what everything
yeah.
was.
I think mine showed that I had played 114 different games this year.
That's a lot.
That was nothing compared to some people, though. I saw people with over 200. I was really surprised because I thought whenever I first did mine that my number was really high, but it ended up not being that high at all.
Guess what my numbers are for
Uh,
how many games I played.
how many games did you play? 72.
You're way
No,
too high. You're way too high.
No, hold on. 14.
Low,
26.
high,
20.
high.
17.
Exactly.
There you go.
I played.
And then I'm gonna say maybe like 219 hours.
That's too high.
Really? Okay. 150.
Too high.
Wow. 89.
Too low.
101.
Still low. I mean, at least you're in the triple digits, so
109.
it's 139.
Oh wow. Yeah, I think mine is somewhere in the 800s. I want to say it was like 880, 886.
Wow.
Uh,
I think I put all that time into Destiny.
and then my top played games were Smash Brothers and um, Asphalt 9. Actually,
Really?
yeah, I put a lot of hours into Asphalt 9. So
Dragon Quest Builders 2 and Luigi's Mansion 3 were my top two.
I think Dragon Quest Builders 2 ended up being my third.
I need to finish that. So
I
do
do
you.
too. Yes, I do.
Extermination Force is my fifth.
You didn't play your Switch much at all this year.
No, but I did like playing that game. That was pretty fun.
But yeah, Tokyo Mirage Sessions comes out, I think, January 20th. So that might replace some of my Paladins playing time, but not all of it. We shall see.
Should see who's gonna finish Dragon Quest Builders 2 first.
Probably my kids in about 3 years.
That's fair.
Or right about the time Dragon Quest Builders 3 comes out, I'll be like, I really should finish Dragon Quest Builders 2. So, but I guess that will be it for me. So let's take a quick break. We will come back and we'll talk about the news. I'm not going to say the best Zelda game of the year, but it probably is the best Zelda game of the year.
Second best Zelda game of the year.
I don't know.
I mean, if you want to tell me that's better than an official Zelda game of the year, be my guest.
Dude, Cadence of Hyrule is really good. Like, it is really good.
Yeah, but in Zelda lore, that's not an official Zelda. That's like a spin-off.
No, it's not. It is not canon, unfortunately. But Cadence of Hyrule got a free update this week. And it's pretty cool. It adds a fourth playable character who has their own separate prequel storyline, and you can now play as Octavo.
I don't know who that is.
That is the main villain of the game.
Of Cadence or of...
Of Cadence of Hyrule.
Okay.
So you find out what happens before the events of Cadence of Hyrule that leads him to try and build the army of, musical bosses that he has you fight against in the main game.
Dude just wanted to throw an epic level rock concert, and the band split apart, and people were jealous of everyone's musical talent, and that's where Link and the rest came in because they were jealous. They were the bad guys, actually. There you go, spoiler.
Well, when you're hanging out with people like Wiz Robo, who has an oboe, you're gonna have an awesome party. Or bass guitar most nights. When you hand an Armos Knight a bass guitar, good things are gonna happen. You're gonna hear some amazing musical.
Freebird.
No, they don't play Freebird. That's the one song they don't play. They get asked too often, and they're just like, nope, I am not doing it. It's not happening.
Rip.
So, and the only guy, they had to give, like, Goma just some maracas because that's all he can do. He's got 8 legs, but he can't play an actual instrument with those pincher claw things that he's got. So he can just hold maracas, and he's the rhythm section of the band. But, he gets to participate, so it makes him feel better. So, but yeah, I don't know how long this update is for, or how long this little story is. I played a little bit of it. I haven't played through it all yet. But I will definitely be doing that. And they also added a roguelike dungeon mode that basically turns the game into Crypt of the Necrodancer, but skinned with the Cadence of Hyrule stuff over the top of it.
Oh, that's fun.
So it drops you into a dungeon, randomly generated, changes every single time you play, and you see how far you can get. So, and it's all free. You don't have to pay anything. Just download the update. The new characters there. It's a separate menu selection, so you have to have a separate save file for those two things. And Octavo is not playable in the main story, so you can't have Octavo and Link fighting alongside each other to defeat Octavo. That would be breaking the space-time continuum. Bad things would probably happen.
Unless you're one of those who knows how to debug the game.
Yeah, there may be ways around it, but it would take coding knowledge and the ability to hack the Switch. I almost said Wii U. Hack the Switch to allow you to play your own software. So there you go. Uh, then Sony just out of nowhere this week dropped an attachment for the PlayStation 4 controller that adds what, two new buttons?
Two new buttons and a readout screen on the back of the controller.
Yeah, it's got a nice OLED screen on the back of the PlayStation 4 controller that
Yeah,
basically just it lets you switch. I think there's different modes that you can configure, or button configurations, and it basically just tells you which one you've got loaded.
yeah, that's pretty much all it is. You set your profile up and say, okay, so this one's gonna be square and this one's gonna be R3.
Yeah. So these aren't additional buttons that you can use, but you can map any of the buttons on the PS4 controller to these two additional triggers that sit between the handles, basically, of the DualShock.
It slots into that little area there, and it's got a headphone slot on there too.
Yeah, so it's got a little headphone pass through, so you can still plug headphones into the controller.
Yeah, even the little Bluetooth keyboard attachment, it's got a uh, that I have does a sort of a similar thing.
Hmm.
You slot that in on there, and you have a key. Now you have a keyboard, and it's got its own power supply, but it also extends that attachment for the headset attachment. But it's also got its own speaker built into it, so that's weird.
That is weird.
Yeah,
It's got a speaker right next to the speaker on the PlayStation controller.
exactly.
That is a little strange.
But this just
And I know,
relays voice from your chat sessions.
yeah, a lot of people seem like they're pretty excited about this add-on. I think it's $30 to grab this. It's not something I'm really interested in. I don't really see much of a use for it for myself. But I think you said it's something you might be interested in picking up.
I don't have a reason to get it right now, but I could see myself finding a good use for it in Destiny or whatever.
Yeah. Like I don't play shooters competitively enough to see an advantage to having those extra triggers down there. I don't have any real
Yeah, yeah.
physical need for it, so I don't see this being something I'd be really interested in picking up. But I know a lot of people are
Also,
kind of
it costs a ton of money to get like a controller modded professionally to have that attachment in there.
that's true. And the Xbox controller that has those additional buttons down there is ridiculously expensive.
Oh gosh, it is.
Uh,
Those things
but I
break
know,
within a year or something. I've heard. So
and I
there's
think
that.
Sony said this would be compatible with the PS5. So, or
Yeah,
maybe even that the DualShock 5 may have those buttons already. I don't know. I
yeah. I don't think the PS5 controller was too different from the PS4.
No, it's not
I
because
think they just removed the light. Was all they did on there.
really.
I think. I don't know. I haven't looked at it in a while.
Hmm. So, but yeah, for $30, you can add a couple of additional remappable buttons to the back of your PlayStation controller. One of my Switch Pro controllers has those remappable buttons, and I've never even looked at what you could do with those. So, if anybody out there has any ideas or can tell me what they're for, let me know because I'd be interested. Uh, and then lastly, Ethan, you've got some Fantasy Star Online news.
Yeah, the uh, if you recall, I think it was it E3 that Microsoft was like, "Hey, we're bringing Fantasy Star Online 2 out or something."
I
Like
do.
they finally got Sega to bring it over, is what they're saying. So uh, you can actually sign up for a closed Xbox One beta test to see how the game's going to work here in the US side, since the game has been out, what, 5 years already over everywhere else in the world?
Yeah, it's been out in Japan
Yeah, it was like, oh,
forever.
it'll be out in a year, and then no, it wasn't.
We don't get it here.
But yeah, the game's been in English over in Asia areas as well. That's ridiculous. But the game is they're doing a closed beta test that you can sign up for February.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if it. I don't think anything will carry over, but I mean, it's just nice that we're getting a chance to even sign up for testing on this. And in order to sign up for this, you need to either have a Windows 10 device, like PC, tablet, or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or have an Xbox One, and you can go to the store on either the console or the Microsoft Store on the computer or device, and just search for Xbox Insider Hub.
Okay.
And don't confuse that for the Xbox app on the PC, because that doesn't work. And so you'll download or whatever this Xbox Insider Hub app is. Go in there. If it's your first time, agree to their terms of use. And then you can just go under the game section, select Fantasy Star Online 2, and say join, and you're, uh, I guess, registered for the early sign up.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
So I know there are some people who would be very excited to be able to get into this beta.
I know there's a lot of people excited that the game's even going to be released here.
That's true too. That is true too. So, well, all right. Well, there you go. That is the news for this week.
Sweet.
Let's move on to listener feedback, and we've got one this week that comes from Seth via Facebook, and I asked for the question of the week this week: what was your favorite Christmas themed level or game? And his response was Infected for the PSP. Chainsaw wielding Santas coming for your brains.
I think I played this game during the summer, and that is an entire Christmas based or winter based game. So
Yeah.
there's a ton of Santas running around.
uh, I really liked Costume Quest. The second one was Christmas themed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so you were trick or treating basically in like a Christmassy themed area.
Oh, that's cool.
It was all covered in snow, and you had a lot of sort of Christmas themed costumes that some of the people would wear. So that would be my favorite Christmas themed uh,
I don't.
level or game.
Christmas theme. You know what? We'll just go with Banjo and Kazooie, the wintry area on there.
Okay.
It's just a fun, charming little area, and there's Christmas trees and lights and presents and all that.
All right.
Although, like most of the time, I'll say like I'd prefer. I usually like thinking about the time I played Mission Impossible on the N64 back during like several Christmases. Like every Christmas, I'd play that, but I don't feel like hooking up the 64 anymore.
Well, just wait till the N64 Mini comes out.
Also, since I'm thinking about it, that game wasn't really Christmas. It was just I like playing that snow level quite a bit.
Yeah. What about Die Hard for the NES?
For the NES?
Is there a Die Hard game for the NES or the Super Nintendo?
Not that I know of. There's Die Hard Nakatomi Plaza. PC.
Oh, well, okay. I don't actually know. I want to throw Die Hard out there as, everybody talks about that being the best Christmas movie ever.
They argue about it whether it's a Christmas movie or not.
That
Which
is
I
true.
pose the question: is Gremlins a Christmas movie or not?
Yes.
And it totally
Yes,
is a
it is.
Christmas movie.
It takes place at Christmas. I think Gizmo is a Christmas present, isn't
He
he?
is.
So, yeah.
And there's like Christmas caroling and all sorts of stuff going on too. So, yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. That will be the show for this week. So, thank you, Ethan, for being.
Merry Christmas, Tony, and everyone else.
Merry Christmas to you, and we'll see everybody back here in a week in time for New Year's. If you want to reach out to us, we have new ways to do so. You can email us at procedurallygeneratedent@gmail.com. If you like what we do, you can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/pgent. Patreon supporters get the video version of the podcast a day early. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/progenint. Check out our YouTube channel, and we still have that famous Facebook group where you can interact with us on a daily basis as well.